So friends, Saturn turns retrograde. It turned retrograde on July 27th and will be retrograde till December 11th, 2026. When Saturn turns retrograde in Pisces, you know what happens? Saturn is a planet of discipline, karma, responsibility, long-term growth, and it begins an inward journey through the most intuitive sign of the zodiac. Saturn is a builder. It builds structures in the external world. Retrograde Saturn shifts its focus inward. It becomes a karmic audit, asking an important question. Is what you are building rooted in truth, or is it resting on illusion? Saturn loves foundations. Pisces governs spirituality, compassion, imagination, and surrender. But it can also blur the boundaries and encourage escapism. During this retrograde, Saturn asks us to strengthen our emotional boundaries, face uncomfortable truths, and realign our long-term path with authenticity rather than wishful thinking. Here is how Saturn retrograde in Pisces influences each sign based on the house it activates in your birth chart. Now let's talk about Aries Rising. The theme is healing, solitude, subconscious patterns, spiritual growth. Aries, this is a deeply introspective period for you. Saturn shines a light on hidden fears, self-sabotaging of habits, and unresolved grief. It focuses on the emotional baggage you've been carrying for years. You may feel the need to withdraw from constant activity and spend time in reflection. Saturn's lesson for you, Aries, is that not every battle is meant to be fought through force. Real strength comes from letting go, creating space for healing, trusting wisdom that is found in stillness. Now let's talk about Taurus Rising. Taurus Rising, Saturn retrograde is in the 11th house. 11th house, the theme is for friendship, social circles, goals, future aspirations. So your network is being evaluated. Some friendships may naturally fade, while others can deepen. You may begin to question whether people around you are genuinely supportive or they are just wasting your time. Long-term dreams also need practical review. Saturn's lesson for you is to choose meaningful connections. Build a future supported by genuine relationships and realistic goals rather than unrealistic expectations. Gemini Rising. 10th house. 10th house is career, reputation, achievements, public life. Professional progress may feel slower than usual. That is because Saturn is retrograde. Saturn wants you to strengthen the foundation beneath your success before you allowing any kind of further expansion. Questions may arise around career direction, leadership, the purpose of your career. Remember that Saturn is teaching you a lesson that success built on patience will last longer than success built on appearance. Focus on integrity, discipline, sustainable growth. Cancer Rising. Saturn retrograde is in your 9th house. Your worldview is evolving. The themes that are being highlighted by this retrograde are beliefs, higher education, spirituality, your life philosophy, long distance travel, higher studies, teaching opportunities, spiritual practices. All these things may experience delays. These delays are to encourage deeper reflection. You are invited to question old beliefs, that no longer align with your lived experience. See, Saturn's lesson is that wisdom is not about collecting knowledge, it comes from living your truth every day. Leo rising Saturn retrograde is in your 8th house. 8th house is about shared finances, transformation, intimacy, emotional healing. This transit brings focus on joint finances, taxes, inheritances, loans, investments, and emotional entanglements. Hidden fears surround trust, vulnerability, or dependency. Deeper transformation becomes unavoidable for you, Leo rising. Saturn's lesson for you is that healthy relationships require honesty, accountability, clear emotional and financial boundaries. Virgo rising. Saturn retrograde is in your 7th house. The themes of the 7th house are marriage, partnerships, committed relationships. Relationships therefore enter a period of review. Existing imbalances, unspoken frustrations, unequal responsibilities, they all become impossible to ignore. Business partnership may require renegotiating and restructuring. Remember one thing, commitment should never come on the cost of self respect. Healthy partnership is built on mutual responsibility, honesty, and maturity. Libra. The themes highlighted for you are health, routines, work, daily responsibility. So, your everyday habits are under Saturn's microscope. Inefficient routines, chronic stress, unhealthy work patterns, neglected health concerns, they all become very urgent right now. Remember, small daily choices can create long term consequences. You need to be disciplined. Saturn's lesson is that discipline isn't punishment, it is self respect. Create routines that nourish your body and your peace of mind. Scorpio rising. Saturn retrograde is in your 5th house. 5th house is creativity, romance, children, self expression. So, creative projects are under greater focus. Romantic relationships move beyond fantasy into practical reality, revealing whether they have lasting potential or not. If you have children, responsibilities surrounding them may increase. Your talents demand commitment, not occasional inspiration. Build lasting joy through consistent effort. Sagittarius rising, Saturn is retrograde in your 4th house. 4th house is home, family, emotional security, and foundations. Matters involving property, living arrangements, ancestral patterns may require your attention. Emotional wounds rooted in your childhood may resurface, not to hurt you, to heal. Your sense of security is being redefined. Saturn's lesson for you is build a stable inner foundation so that your peace isn't dependent on external circumstances. Capricorn rising, Saturn retrograde is in your 3rd house, communication, learning, siblings, everyday interactions, they all come into focus. Saturn is asking you to become more intentional with your words. Communication becomes slower but more meaningful. Learning new skills may require extra patience, while short distance travel or paperwork could experience delays. Saturn's lesson for you is speak with purpose. Think carefully before committing and let your words consistently reflect your values. Aquarius rising, Saturn retrograde is in your 2nd house. 2nd house is finance, personal values, possessions, self worth. So naturally, money management becomes a major focus. Income, savings, investment, spending habits, they all are under Saturn scrutiny. They require restructuring. Saturn also challenges unhealthy beliefs about security and self esteem. Saturn's lesson for you: true wealth comes from stability, wise choices, not temporary abundance. Strengthen both your finance and your sense of self worth. Saturn retrograde is in your first house. First house is the house of self, identity, purpose, physical vitality, personal evolution. This is the most significant transit for you. Saturn is asking you to redefine who you are and who you're becoming. You may feel more introspective, physically fatigued, less interested in maintaining identities that do not feel authentic anymore. This is a period of profound maturation for you. Saturn's lesson for you is to release the need to please everybody. Build a life rooted on authenticity, healthy boundaries, and long term self respect. Saturn is not a punishment. You should not fear Saturn. If you align your energies with the energy of Saturn, you will find this period very, very productive, and it will produce foundational growth. Until next time,